Check real quick. All right, I'm making sure I wasn't muted before I started going off. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. It's Frank Ticas Rapinas talking Papas live on the Mitigation Monday. Mitigation. That's just another way of calling, cleanup. Trying to reduce risk. Damage control, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes you got to do damage control. You got to check. You got to check yourself and the damage that you cause. So I already see that coming up. I see a lot of damage control coming up once things start like coming out. You know. But it is what it is. Frank Ticas dropping out, stocking Popeyes live. Don't mind me. I'm just stocking Popeyes. Shout out to everybody that's watching. I got 16 people watching so far. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Oakland, everything. Frank Ticas, chat listening while working. Hey, shout out to you. Today I worked all morning, afternoon, right back into my stride, my weekly stride. But I have figured out my schedule. Like I was mapping it out earlier last week because I'm starting today I started working out again. Well, no, I started last weekend. Like this weekend that passed, I started, but I didn't get heavy into it until today. So I was kind of like coordinating, mapping out my time, and I think I got it down packed. So I'm good. I'm good. So nice to see you, Oakland. Nice to see you, Katie Frizzle. Oakland, Frank. Hey, shout out to you, Miss Katie Frizzle. I sound good. All right, cool. I always have like 2-3 minutes of just mute. Frank, hermano, saludos, Miss Yaya. Nice to see you, Miss Yaya. A shout out to you. I saw you working earlier. Keep doing what you're doing. Proud of you, sister. Proud of what you do, man. It's crazy. It's crazy that you have all that energy, but you're out there getting your money. You got to get your money. And see, that's why sometimes you got to mitigation Monday. Sometimes you got to check risk. You got to assess your risks. Now, life is nothing but a series of calculated risks. That's something that I learned a while back. Every single situation that you're in is a calculated risk, and you have to be able to understand that it is a risk. You might not, you know, achieve what you're trying to do, and you might even have to come back and apologize. All of that is mitigation. Frank Tica's dropping out. Talking Papas. I'm talking Papas live on Mitigation Monday. I'm just putting it out there. I like to talk about things before they happen because that way people realize that I'm not just talking out my ass. Like there's a lot of shit. Like for example, videos that I put out months ago where I was just looking at things and I just put it out there based on how I see it, right? But some of those things have really come to pass and others are starting to come to pass. Like when I was talking about the whole TikTok thing for these individuals, I said, I hope that runs dry for you. I hope your money runs dry on that side. I really do. And I remember Skittles came out talking about, look, this is a tiki taki, all of that shit, like fucking flaunting that they were having a good day on TikTok. But look now, look at it now, look at it now. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I mean, the reason why I mention things or I talk about things ahead of time is because all you got to do is observe. What do I always say? Got to sit back, watch, and observe. So, today's Mitigation Monday. I don't know when you're going to start seeing it. I think you're already seeing some cleanup, some cleaning up of the images. Yeah, if you don't believe me, I'm going to show you. Hey, what's up, Monica de la Cruz? Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. Welcome. Thank you so much for being. You got 19 people watching. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let's see. Stupid. What is this? That's weird. That's weird. That's weird. That's weird of you. Look at these weirdos, man. You guys are weird. You guys got to be able to do things like righteously. You know what I mean? Let me see. Let me look you up. Let me look you up. Let me look you up. Hey man, yeah, that's my daughter though. That's a picture of my daughter, man. Come on, bro. You guys are messed up. That's my daughter, but it's all good, you know. Once again, I put stuff on my Instagram. I put stuff on my Facebook. That right there, that's my daughter, man. So you know, nice try though. You guys are fucking weird, man. You guys are fucking weird. Frank Tico's Rapanae is talking Papa's live. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, now you guys are starting to go another route, and I've been very like straight up, you know. That's all I'm saying. I've been straight up. I don't think you guys want to go that route, but keep pushing, keep pushing. Frank Tica's dropping out. What's up? What's up? Katie Frizzle. Hey, that's right. Hi, Monica. Anyways, coming back to this, see that's what I'm talking about. Like, see, all of that stuff that you guys do, you will eventually have to apologize. Hey, what's up, Fear of the Dark? Shout out to you, Fear of the Dark. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. You guys will end up having to mitigate that shit. Trust me, man. You don't want to really go down that route. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's why I stay away from that, you know? But once again, if I come out here and talk about people's families, if I do that, I will understand if people try to get with mine. But I don't do that. You know, I don't do that. And I'm not going to. And I'm not going to start doing it. But just be careful what you play with. That's all I'm saying. You know, you got to understand that there are ramifications to that shit. There are. Time for YouTube creators to clean up the mess they made chasing clout, stop the fake narratives, kill the drama, take accountability. Views ain't worth looking foolish for mitigation money. Yeah, man, look. Like right now, like what these trolls are like willing to do for what? What are you trying to achieve? I'm not gonna stop doing what I'm doing. Once again, you guys are the ones that are putting yourself out there on blast. Like I have nothing to hide. I've got nothing to hide. All my content is out there. I don't have to come and mitigate shit. Not at all. But you guys will. You know, you guys will. Because once you guys start getting involved in things that are, you know, when you start getting involved with family, when you start doing that, you open doors. You open doors. You know, and those are doors that maybe you don't want to open. You know, so and that's when you're going to have to start mitigating. You know, because I just do what I do. You know, I just do what I do. You know, like I told you guys straight from the beginning, I never came out here claiming to be anything, right? Claiming to be anything. I never came out here trying to act hardcore, none of that. I never came out here doing none of that. You know, I haven't come out here talking shit about anyone's family. I haven't come out here and made any threats, and you guys can look it up and down. Now, when people have challenged me to fights, I've said, okay, you know, I'm down for that because I have been challenged. I think people forget, but I wasn't the one challenging anybody. No, so when you guys go like and do this extra weird shit, it's like, come on, man. I mean, you guys really need that type of attention. I mean, because I can give you that type of attention, you know. I'll just handle things differently, you know. And once again, you will have to go through mitigating tactics to make sure that you don't get in trouble, that you don't fuck up, because that's what you're doing when you do stuff like that. When you start playing around, you don't know what you're talking about, you start getting involved, you start doing things like you guys don't understand. I mean, we can, like, IP addresses, users, all that shit can be found out. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying. I mean, you guys are always playing and always doing things, and you see what people are doing now. A lot of people are truly trying to mitigate. Like I see, for example, Joker. He's been on his P's and Q's. And I think he's trying to reinvent himself. He's trying to present like a different side of him. I mean, it's a little too late now. Well, it's a little too late now. But he's doing some mitigation. He's trying to clean up his image. Right, right. Stay tuned for another week of YouTube creators exposing themselves or Cloud, Johnny Rata, and Skittles always plotting and end up looking like fools. Yeah, but I think that right now, Dubs is feeling it and he knows. Like, look, man, look, Dubs, if you're behind all of this shit, I'm gonna let you know right now. You're too old to be playing these games, man. And anybody that's doing this shit, you guys are too old for it, man. Look, I don't have no troll accounts. Like, I don't create troll accounts. I don't do none of that. I don't have time for that shit. And that's kid shit. You guys are fucking around like little kids, creating troll accounts, trying to get under people's skins. I don't have time for that. I just put up my content out there. I come out and do the lives. Hey, and we talk about things. And if you have a question, you can ask me, and I'll always be truthful about my answer. And I'm not ever gonna have to come out here and mitigate shit, you know? Because all these like narratives that you guys try to run aren't reality. It's not reality. Frank Dicas Rapinas talking Papa's live. That's all I'm saying. He shaved his beard low. He's cleaning up his image. He's trying to clean it up. Look, look, look. He can try to clean it up, but I think that he needs to understand that there are apologies that have to be made, you know? And that's the thing about mitigation and calculating risk, like these trolls are. These trolls need to calculate the risk. Like, once again, I'm not no gangster. I'm not no nothing about that. I'm a man. I'm a father. I'm a family man. I'm a citizen. I'm a law-abiding citizen. So, you guys, I'm telling you, I mean, I'm just watching. I'm just watching. I'm paying attention, finding things out, and doing my thing. Frank Ticas Rapinal stocking Papa's lot. You know how we do. That's right, Katie Frizzle. Hey, what's up, Joe Below? Good to see you. What's up, Ticas? Hey, I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Hey, watching these fools getting out of pocket, you know, getting out of pocket. You guys got to be careful, man, with what you're doing. You guys got to be careful. That's all I'm saying. You know, created an account today. You trying to, talking about my wife. That's my, putting my daughter's image out there. That's fucking crazy. Come on, man. I haven't done none of that. I don't do that. I don't need to do that. I don't need to dox anybody. That's not my style. I never condone to that shit. Not at all. Do I understand why people sometimes react the way that they do and they put stuff out there? I can understand if they're reacting to someone doing it to them. Yeah. But I haven't done it to anybody, you know? So once you guys start getting all like weird and shit, then it truly, I gotta then escalate it. I'm gonna escalate it. That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna escalate. I got you right here. I got it right here. All that I need to see, I got it right here. You know? And that's what I do. And all I'm saying is, you guys can play that game. And once again, you guys can go through all my lives, through all my videos, through all my shorts, through everything. And you're not gonna find me doing the shit that you guys do. That's why I can come out here. That's why I can come out here, show my face. That's why I can come out here and talk and do what I do. Because I'm not doing this childish shit. All I'm doing is letting people know that this is the type of shenanigans that these men are into. And they're not a representation of who we are. Because a lot of you dudes try to put us all in the same, like, little same box. But we're not all the same. Just because some of us did some time, just because some of us did these things, does not mean we're on the same level. It does not mean we're the same. Not at all. Because I'm a family man. I've been with my family. I've been working and sweating my ass off making money like I always do and will continue to do. That's not going to stop. I'm a family man, first and foremost. I take care of mine. And if I can help others, I will. Man, that's the truth. I don't care what you think. You guys can try to, once again, do all of these weird things that you do, and you're going to end up having to mitigate. You're going to end up having to mitigate. That's all I'm telling you. And if you know what mitigation is, that's all I got to say. That's right. Frank Tica's dropping now. Stocking Papa's live. What's up, Fear of the Dark? There's too many receipts on the internet for him to ever clean up. He has no integrity, and the internet has proof he's lost a cause. Yeah, and not only that, man, but, all of these, like, little attacks that can be traced back to his ass, And see, that's why when these fools talk about legal action and all that shit, you guys got to be careful because, once again, you open yourself up to discovery, and you don't want that. You don't want that. Right? You don't want that discovery on you, is what I'm saying. Right, right. Chilling. Let's see here too. Just got some thunderstorms. All right, that's cool. Mira todos esos falsos y chafas de YouTube que se van mucho. Hey man, you know they gotta get their look at these weirdos. Look at these weirdos. Yeah, man, the soap opera novela school shit is repulsive. Yeah, you know. You guys want to come out here do the most? Do the most. Do the most. What do you think I'm just gonna not react, dumbass? You're fucking with a man, stupid. You're fucking with a man. No, I can prove who I am. But who are you? What are you? I ain't pretending shit. But once again, mitigating factors will be taking place. So all I'm saying is this: like you guys need to check yourselves. Like you guys need to really think about what you're doing, and not just like YouTube. I'm talking just in real life. Because sometimes you may put your foot in your mouth. Sometimes you may say something that you don't really mean. Sometimes you may act in a way that you know is out of pocket with a loved one, with a family member, at work, and then you got to come back and clean it up. So the best way to avoid that is not getting into any type of situation at all. But how do you do that? Well, you got to prevent. Now, you have to think about what it is that triggers you, what it is that bothers you, what it is that makes you act stupid. And stop, and learn about it, learn it from within and be like, why does this, get at me? Like, look at all these weirdos. Like, they try to trigger me. They try to trigger me through like straight up, like sexual harassment. Straight up. It's straight up sexual harassment. Like you guys have, I don't know if you guys have seen like the crazy shit that they put on me. Like, they do some straight up sexual harassment. It's fucking weird. No, and now they're trying to like find pictures of my wife. Is that what you're doing now? But you messed up. That's my daughter, man. That's my daughter. It's not my wife. Fucking weirdos. And that's the type of shit that's like, do you guys really want to go that route? Because I'm not fucking around. That's why I don't play these games. That's why I don't play, because I'm not going to be responsible. You know, I'm not going to be responsible. When I started Saludos y Espetos, that's right. Jackass, elaborate. That's right. Terps, Joe Below. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. So all I'm saying is, why are you guys are playing fucking little games that you shouldn't be playing. That's all I'm saying. You really should think about it, because then you're going to end up mitigating straight up. Frank Dica's dropping numbers, but I'm just talking papas. I'm just talking papas. You guys do what you got to do. It don't stop. I'm going to bounce this dance, provide proof. Yeah, exactly. It's not that, and that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. I want to see that proof. If not, what does that mean? What does that mean? Let's see. Look at these trolls, man. Come on. See, so when we talk about mitigating factors and things like that, these are the things that you got to take into consideration. Like, what are you doing? Like, how are you putting yourself? How do you portray yourself in front of people? How do you put yourself out there in public? Like, I don't have that problem. Now, you guys can guess and create and try to throw shit at me. It's not going to happen. You guys are upset. You guys are upset because the narratives fall through. And your biggest narrative fell through. The latest one is not working. So now you got to find a different way. You got to find a different route. And I already know that I'm your target. I already know. You guys announce it. You guys broadcast that shit all the time. Like, we see how you move. We see how you move. That's all I'm saying. That's right, Terps, Joe Below. That's right, Nightmare. Let's see, Joe Below. Some vague accusations about students ain't going to cut it. I mean, it's stuff that I put out there. Once again, this is all stuff that I've put out there. That is public. It's public information. Like, and once again, public information stuff that I've put out there does not constitute shit. You guys are just trying to create something out of Play-Doh that's not going to stick. You know, that's all it is. That's right, Haiti. Hi, Katie. What's up, Katie? That's right, Nightmare. Hi, Katie. That's right. Frank Tika's dropping now. It's talking Popeyes live. I got 29 people watching. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Hey, weirdos, hit the like. What's good, Mr. Frank's in chat? Chilling, man, chilling, doing my thing, checking out these weirdos doing the most. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Let me see. I'm gonna blast you too. I'm gonna blast you too. Give me a second, guys. All right, there we go. All right. Anyways, I hear you, bro. Yeah, I mean, look, once again, I already like we know that this is what comes with the territory. That's right, OG Smokes, Frank T, and Familia. Just like you meet cool people, you also meet a bunch of weirdos, and it's kind of sad. It is kind of sad to see how deranged they are. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. But we keep doing what we're doing. Frank Tika's dropping all this talking Popeyes live. It don't stop. It don't stop. That's right, Smalls. That's right, OG. Mr. Terps, that's right. Let's see, that's not cool. I say who posted a pic of that's not my wife. That's my daughter. And they shouldn't be doing that. They got a sex play. Let's see. OG Smalls, let's see. The fact that they use sex play as a tactic says everything. Stay blessed, Frankie. Yeah, bro, listen. I know who I am, and people know who I am. That's all that matters. Real life out here, everyone knows who I am. People I've worked with people all the time that know who I am. It's never been a secret. I've never been in hiding or anything. Like would you trolls think that you know or can do something about that? You can't do shit about it. My life is public. It's been out there. Well, you think that all of this time someone hasn't already tried? You think I haven't had people try to get at me a certain way during all this time? Of course they've tried. No, at work, because sometimes at work people get jealous, so they try to do, a little crazy shit. But at the end of the day, if you're doing good, you don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. It's kind of weird. It's fucking, alarming to see people do the shit that they do. But as far as it affecting me, my reality, and that it could be like some sort of something that's going to affect my life, it's not going to affect my life. Not at all. It's all good in the hood, Mr. Frank. That's right, man. OG Smalls, what's up, Sooners? That's right. That's right. Let's see who was that Vato who did that, Frank. I don't know. It's like some weird account, bro. It's some weird fucking account. Deported Sancho, and then they put deported wife. But that's my daughter, bro. You know what I mean? It's fucking weird, bro. It's fucking weird. But once again, you guys are the ones that are putting yourself out there like that. You guys are the ones that are putting yourself out there like that. It's not me. Like, you're not putting me out there. You're putting yourself out there. Like, this is the weird shit that you guys do. So you're not, you might get a chuckle, you might get a laugh, you might think you're going to get a reaction out of me. Like, I'm going to fucking go crazy on you. I'm not going to go crazy on you. Come on. I'm not going to get out of character for you trolls, because I knew that this was the type of shit you guys were going to be down for. I already knew. But once again, it does not deny the fact that what I say here is true. And that what the content that I put out there in no way, shape, or form threatens anyone at all. I don't talk about people's families. I don't care. I really don't care. You guys care about me, though. It matters to you. And see, that's the thing. When you guys talk about me, like to try to degrade me, it just shows me how much you guys really care about what I say, about my presence here. That's what you guys are letting me know. You're letting me know that I matter. I matter to you. Like, my message matters. And that's why I continue to do it. You think I haven't faced opposition? Come on, man. I mean, look, professing a faith, and I said it before, professing a faith is one of the outwardly is one of the things that you have to be able to do and be brave about it. And I've always been brave about who I am, about my mistakes, about everything. And I've never come out here saying I was a saint. On the contrary, I've always said, man, I've learned everything that I know now. The mitigation that I had to do, I did years ago. The mitigation that I had to do, I did years ago, so that today I can be here, a man, a father, a husband, and a professional. Frank Dika's dropping not stocking Papa's live. And it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop. That's right, Sonny. Katie Frizz, Chirps, Joe Below. That's right. Joe Below, Sonny. Let's see. Frank Dika's my friend. Good to see you again. Good to see you, baby girl Wendy. I might be wrong, but most of these weenies seem to come from Turtle. Yeah. I think that Skittles might be also involved because he's kind of a weirdo. Katie Frizzle, that's right. Let's see, Wendy. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Let's get it. What's your? Yeah, man, it's fucking weird, bro. It's fucking weird. They're fucking weirdos. Hey, big girl Wendy. That's right. Hey, what's up, ET? Hey, man, these guys are getting weirder and weirder, weirder and weirder. Just when you thought they couldn't get, nah, but it's one of those things that I kind of realized could happen, and it's kind of strange. Is all I'm saying. Just the timing of certain things. That's right. Exposed to. Shout out to Exposed to. Shout out to ladies at Exposed to. Man, we're not going to stop doing what we do, man. We're not going to stop. Now, once again, all you're doing is putting yourself out on blast. That's what you're doing. You guys are fucking weirdos. That's all. Like, people don't respect that get down. It gets to a point where, unless you're kids, you're immature. Now, if you're grown ass men or women doing it, then it's fucking weird. Like, you really got to check yourself. You got to check your heart, check your soul. Like, where's your mind at? you know, straight up, straight up. That's right. That's right. What's good, exposed? That's right, exposed to, man. We're gonna keep doing what we do. It don't stop. I continue to do what I do. I got worse PTSD than soldiers. Remember? It's crazy. But anyways, but I see he's really trying to do damage control. He's trying to change his image around again. I don't think it's gonna work because I think that the only way that it could ever work is that he was like sincere and offered apologies for all the shit that he's done. Like a lot of the stuff that you see going on right now, like these troll attacks, are a consequence of that. They're a consequence of people going at them. So now there's groups of people that want to go against us for going at them. So it's a consequence. You know, what I do puts me in a direct line of fire to all these weirdos who enjoy to see like stupid shit. That's what it is. It's like the dumbing down of things. Some people want to see the dumbing down of everything. No, and then you got to think like whose agenda are they working for? Like what agenda are you putting out there when you're trying to dumb things down? When your whole mission is to applaud depravity. Like whose agenda are you following? That's my question. Because it's obviously not one of upliftment and constructive. It's more of it's more destructive, disruptive. And I get it that you think this is entertainment, whatever, but you guys are playing with shit. You guys are playing with shit. Making accusations, all of that. And once again, you guys don't have any proof. And even if the proof existed, it would be out there already. That's all I'm saying. I mean, I've lived out here long enough. I've met too many people. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't like me, just like there's a lot of people that do, but that's true for everyone. I can look for people that don't like a lot of the people that are on YouTube. I mean, I can do that. That doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything because just, for every person that doesn't like you, there's probably one or two that do like you, unless you're an asshole. You know what I mean? So gauging it by that doesn't do shit either. Gauging it by that doesn't do shit. Like if people can come out and talk shit about you, but that does not, that's just an opinion. That is what they think about you. That, they can come out and accuse you of shit. But if you don't have anything legally binding, if you don't have anything in the courts, if you're not pressing charges, you got to be careful with that type of shit. That's all I'm saying, because I'm not going to allow anybody. No, because that's what these fools try to do. They've tried to put jackets on me. And once again, you will end up having to mitigate if you want to push it even further. That's all I'm saying. Frank Tica's rapping nice, talking Papa's live. That's right, baby girl. Johnny Ratas PTSD is please tell somebody. That's right, Machete, Katie Frizzle. That's right. Let's see exactly when you suddenly the beers disappearing. Oh, I'm sick. Yeah. Low 406. That's right. Let's see. The irreverent. I'm pretty sure we could all be taken out of character at our work. Yeah. So yeah, man. Listen. They want by force for people to accept their narratives, but your narratives won't be accepted unless there's proof. And we're constantly seeing that they make baseless claims, or they even try to use obviously video like we saw earlier last week, right? Um yeah, and that became an issue. It became an issue because when the narrative didn't work, now they're doing what they're doing now. They're doing what they're doing now, which is crazy. But I get it. Like I get it. I get it. I get it. It's bound to happen, and it's kind of fucked up. But once again, it's fucked up because it's my daughter, man. Come on, man. Come on. And even if it was like if you put a picture of my wife, like what's that proving? I mean, I've put pictures of my family on my social media, on my Facebook, on my Instagram. I know the people that are on my Facebook. I know the people that are on my Instagram. You know, I know the people that have been on the Discord as well. You know, I know. And there's a few people that are acting weird, and I understand. Like, look, I understand that I ruffle feathers. That's why I continue to come out here. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing because to me, this means something, man. It's a hobby. I get to interact with people. I get to be a little creative with the videos that I put out, the editing and all that shit. That's part of the process. That's part of the fun. I get to talk to you guys, interact, see what you guys think about things. And I think that's all good because at the end, the more you learn about people, the better you get along. And the better you get along and understand people, the less disrespect there is, right? The less you don't disrespect people that you know and that you are becoming fond of, or at least that give you the respect to talk to you. Saludos, fam. What's up, Jay? Ming. Yeah, man. Look, so just like everybody that interacts with me, that says what's up, that gets at me, all of that. I mean, that's cool interaction, man. Well, that's what I'm about. All this other weird shit is fucking crazy to me. It's crazy. Maybe I'm too old. I'm too old to understand it, but I mean, to understand why they do it, but it doesn't do anything to me. You know. Thank God my kids are adults. They know how to take care of themselves, and they're civilians. And they're civilians, so it's like that's all I'm saying, man. You guys just got to be careful, like the things that you do, because then you're gonna have to clean it up. You're gonna have to clean it up, right? That's why today, that's what we're talking about today. No, on this Mitigation Monday. Frank Tica's dropping knives, talking papas on Mitigation Monday. And and a lot of people are getting out of pocket. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like, there's been a lot of relationship type situations going on YouTube, you know, um, because people want to put shit out there on blast. Instead of dealing with it, instead of talking it out, instead of, having a dialogue, they use social media to take care of it or to get at the person or to attack them. But wait, why do you want to put it out there, man? Why do you want to put your shit out there? It's just like yesterday with the reaction that I did. These dudes come out here and put things out there on their own. Like I put stuff out there on my own, you know, because I'm aware, I understand. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing bad about that. Unfortunately, now I do, I am and I have been careful, a lot more careful of the stuff that I do publish because of the attacks, because of that. No, because of the shit that they do. But once again, I understand that it's because of what I'm doing, what I represent. It's that because none of you really know me. You can only see who I am based on what I tell you, based on what I say. But that's why I'm respectful. That's why I get down respectfully with everybody, whether you believe it or not. Frank Dica's dropping knowledge talking Papa's live. So listen, I'm gonna play a little video. Okay, I'm gonna put a little video up, which is about conflict resolution. All right, so we're gonna look at that. That's the knowledge portion. I always have to share a video with you guys. To try to get drive the point a little further. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and watch this. And in the meantime, I'll be taking care of some things on my end.
What is it about conflict that makes it so difficult to deal with, and how come good people can turn into such monsters in the face of conflict? The most common way of dealing with conflict is to avoid it. Some people walk away, others get really upset, wind themselves up and attack, and others just get sick or go on stress leave. In fact, it's amazing what people will do in order to avoid conflict and the emotional stress that comes with it. There is a very clever saying that goes like this: denial is not a river in Egypt. Denial is, however, one of the most common problems when it comes to resolving conflict. When confronted with a tense or difficult conflict, too many people smooth it over, bury their head in the sand, and the conflict goes on for another 1, 2, or 3 weeks, months, or even years in some cases. I want to introduce you to a definition of conflict and then give you a pathway for the resolution of conflict. Before I do, I want to say this. For some people, even the word conflict means warfare, dead bodies and blood on the streets, and it's very common for women and men to see anything less than that as not being in conflict at all. So this is a definition that starts at a very low level because most conflict starts out as very small upsets and builds and grows into a full-scale battle. So here's the definition. Conflict exists when one person has a need of another and that need is not being met. Now don't be fooled by the simplicity of this definition. The resolution of conflict starts from here, and the first step is to express the need. The second step is to find out if the need can or cannot be met. If the need can be met, then we have resolution. If it's a no, then we negotiate to resolve the conflict or we go into the management of conflict. So here's the problem. Most people go straight from having an unmet need into the management of conflict, bypassing step 1 and step 2 because they are afraid and don't talk to the people who can do something about it. And that's not pretty. In fact, it gets quite ugly. So here's what the management of conflict looks like. Sulking, withdrawing, getting sick, the silent treatment, backstabbing, gossiping, shouting, blocking, being aggressive, and getting angry. So the resolution of conflict starts with expressing your unmet need and then finding out if your unmet need can or cannot be met. If your conflict has escalated to the stage where it's too tough or sensitive or difficult to handle, then you really need to think seriously about involving a neutral third party to help you mediate the dispute, and we can help you out with that. For more information, please call me, Jeff Muir, on 1300 444.
All right. Enough of that. But anyways, hey, we're gonna keep doing what we do. It don't stop. Frank Dica's dropping knowledge, stocking Popeyes. But that's what we gotta make sure of. We gotta make sure that we control conflict. and that we make sure not to put ourselves at risk. And sometimes you have to mitigate situations so that you're not at risk. You know, like I said before, I came out here on my YouTube channel, whatever, man. There's a lot of things that I had to go through, that I had to learn, that I had to take care of. You know, getting along with people, getting things right with family. You know, do all of that. Being a good father, being a good husband, being everything, man. It's important. It's important to understand that the best way to avoid having to go through conflicts and problems is just being the best you can be. Don't be half-assed at the things that you're trying to do in life. Do it fully. Do it completely. Make sure that you're doing it to the best of your ability. That you're not out there trying to hurt people. You're not out there trying to abuse and take advantage of anyone. And that's the thing. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye. My dog don't want to leave, man. Anyways, but that's the thing. That's the thing, is that we have to be aware of the situations we're getting into. Because look at all these weirdos, man. You guys are getting into some way out situations. No, getting into shit that you shouldn't be getting into. All for what? For internet cloud, to get a chuckle and all of these things. Come on, man. Look, the way I see it is that if there's something that I'm doing and I can't do it in public, I shouldn't be doing it. And I made that connection many years ago, decades ago. I mean, I don't know if there are any 20-year-olds that watch, but I've been on this path longer than you've been alive. So it's, how can I say this? It's crazy to me that you would think that all of these narratives and all of these things are going to change my reality. It's not going to change my reality. You have wishful thinking, and you're wishing you can find something on it. You're wishing, and you can wish all you want. It doesn't make it a reality. No, but I will continue doing what I do. Why? Because I see the negative impact of what goes on online, and you guys are a proof of it. You guys are proof of how degenerate motherfuckers can get. Now, you guys are proof of that. Like, by all the bullshit that you do. Straight up. Frank Dika's dropping nine stocking Papa's live. And I'm not going to stop doing what I do. We're going to continue doing what we do. Today, I dropped the video. If you haven't watched it, please go and watch it. Hit the like. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Frank Dika's dropping nine stocking Papa's live. It won't stop. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm going to continue to do this. Hey, what's up, Mr. Oxnard? Nice to see you, man. Big Frank and T chat. Saludos. That's right. Mr. Oxnard, Katie Frizzle. That's right. Let's see. Dika's, you're right. Not very many of us in our 20s tapping in. Yeah, Um, so it just seems weird to me that that as adults you guys play the little weird games that you play, man. But it does make sense, and I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. That's right, Katie Frizzle, Mr. Oxnard. Hey, shout out to everybody, man. I got 20 people watching. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're gonna continue doing what we do. It don't stop. Um, Give me a second, guys. I just want to see something real quick. I was just reading something that I just saw right now. Anyways, yeah, let's continue. Baby girl Wendy, that's right. Hey, man, we're going to continue doing what we do, and it don't stop. And once again, you got to be careful. You got to be careful the situation that you put yourself into. You got to think about it. Sometimes we act out of pride, We act out of pride. We don't give it a second thought. We just do whatever we feel, whatever reaction comes out, we just go with it. And it's cool. It's cool to do that. if you have nothing to lose. But if you have things to lose and if you might get in trouble for doing what you're doing, maybe you should think about it some more. And I'm talking just in general. It could be something that could affect your health. Like if you know you're not supposed to eat something sweet, and I know maybe you're craving it, find a substitute, try to find a way of doing it without harming yourself. Because not everything is worth the urge. Like, look at these fools. Like, these fools feel the urge of trying to get at me a certain way and they just go with it. But they may not be giving it a second thought, and maybe you should be thinking about it twice. Mr. Oxnard, that's right. Hey, Looney Tunes, shout out to you, man. God bless you, bro. We will fight until hell freezes over, and then we will fight on the ice. Hey, shout out to you, Looney Tunes. Thank you so much for the donation, man. God bless you. May the Lord multiply everything that you do, man, a thousandfold. Thanks so much, man. Thanks to everybody that supports my channel, that hits the like, that watches, that shares. Thank you so much. I've got members now too. Man, I'm already thinking about like member only thing. So we'll see how that goes, but I need more time for that. I don't know if I have the time. That's right, Looney Tunes, Oakland everything. Salute ET family. That's right, Looney Tunes. Thanks so much, bro. Oakland, that's right. Katie Frizzle. But yeah, um it's crazy. So it's crazy, you know what I mean? But there's no comparison. And don't let them pigeonhole you because these fools try to put us all in the same box, you know? But once again, I have not ever come out here disrespecting someone's family, wife, or anything. No, like when people have made mention of it and it's part of the conversation, I talk about it, but in no way, shape, or form will I do that. I'm not going to do that. But that's just me. Now, if other people do it, because it seems like everybody does it, that's fine. Let them do it. I won't do it, even though you guys do it to me. Make false accusations. I don't do that either. You guys do it. And if you continue doing it, continue doing it. But I'm not going to. I don't need to make false accusations on anyone. Threaten lives? I don't threaten lives. But you guys do it. You can continue to do it. But just because you do it doesn't mean that I will. Why? Because the best way to avoid risk, the best way to avoid having to mitigate is not getting involved in the bullshit in the first place. Is not doing the shit that you know is wrong. Now, you guys may come out here and say, oh, you're a hypocrite. Yeah, but one thing is putting out content. The other is all this other shit that you guys do. Threaten, sex play, dox, bring family into it. I haven't done none of that. But you guys do it trying to get a reaction. That's fucking crazy. But you know what? Don't stop. Once again, it don't stop. Frank Diga's dropping knowledge, talking papas live. And that's why I do what I do. I come out live. I have these conversations because anyone can see it. It's always going to be there. I don't delete my lives. Now, there's been lives that I've had to like edit because they get blocked for a song or some shit. I see bum threat. Yeah, man. They've been threatening all the time. You know? And I already knew once again that this was going to happen. I knew that, that I was going to be attacked and I'm being attacked, whatever. And that I understand is part of this whole internet thing. But once again, you got to be careful which lines you cross. You already know that. You guys already know that. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, we just have to pay attention and make sure we understand where things come from. Why people do the things that they do. And if you can learn how people move, you can avoid getting into problems. You can avoid getting into situations. The same thing at work. Like if you know that there's that one coworker that's problematic, that's always trying to challenge something, No, you avoid people like that. If you have to work together, you work together. But then, if they say something to try to trigger you, you either put a stop to it. Because when you're in proximity to people, they won't feel as entitled as they do online, right? Because if someone were to tell me what half of the things that people tell me online, man, I don't think they would say it, you know. But the distance, the internet, the screen gives them that liberty. No, but people at work, people that you work next to you, they have to be like really, really way out to try to provoke shit. Because if you're in proximity, you can put a stop to it immediately. You know what I mean? But because the internet is what it is, people take advantage, people abuse it, and that's not something that I'm going to do. I'm not. But I'm paying attention, I'm looking at everything. And once again, I'm going to react a certain way. You know, I'm a father, I'm a husband. That's what I am primarily. You guys want to recreate my identity? You're not going to be able to. Frank Dica's dropping out his Talking Papas live, and it don't stop. I dropped a video today. Please check it out. If you haven't liked it, hit the like button. If you haven't liked this live, please hit the like. We're going to continue doing what we do with Don't Stop. Shout out to ET. Shout out to Ladies of Exposed Tube. Shout out to Taco Stain, Hangman Stranger, Terps. Shout out to Sooners. Hey, man, Runner's Pug, Katie Frizzle, everybody putting their content out there. We're going to continue doing it. Now, once again, I'm not going to do what you guys do. I don't need to. I don't need to play the whole doxing shit. Fuck that. Now, you can insult me and ridicule me and try to make fun of me. I understand that that's going to be a part of what you guys do. Now, getting my family involved and doing that, that's crazy. That is crazy. But once again, that's how low you guys will go. And I've been knowing that you guys will go low. Like we watch you guys. Look at how you guys move. You guys are fucking weird, man. You know? But when it happens to you, or when you break in the consequences of it, don't play the victim. Don't play the victim because you guys are taking it there. Even though I don't take it there, you guys are taking it there. Then don't play the victim. Don't act weird. And then you're gonna try to mitigate shit. And I don't know. I'm just watching and shit. I'm just fucking paying attention, but I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. People are watching what you do. And, not just what you do here on my life, but what you do everywhere. And it's crazy because you guys think that you're not leaving your like footprint, your fingerprint everywhere you are. You know? But it is what it is. Bum bum robs. Yeah, man, and see that's the thing, bro. That's the thing. Like I could understand if there was something already where you can like say, "Oh, Frank's a fucking piece of shit." Like you can call me that. But as far as me doing something to people or attacking or scamming people, I don't scam anybody. I work for mine. I don't scam. I don't need to. I don't need to lie to kick it. I never came out here acting tough like I always say. Never. Not once. My only thing is that I'm not in approval of this degenerate shit that goes on. I don't approve of it. I don't approve of it because there's kids that watch, there's kids that see that. And I'm an advocate for that. I truly am. I'm an advocate for blocking that type of content from kids. They shouldn't be watching it. And what's crazy is that a lot of these dudes are very right wing. They're very right wing. But yet they're like they want to have this shit online. Like I thought conservatives were going to be like the main ones against this shit. Nah, not at all. They're out here sex playing, bringing family into it, doing all kinds of weird shit. Like you saw it, Looney. You guys have seen what they say about me, like the way that they've commented towards me on battle boxes. That shit was crazy. But I'm not doing that to you. You guys are projecting who you are. Once again, you guys put yourselves out there and people are watching. People will see you, you know? And they also see me. They also see that I don't do that shit. I don't need to. I don't have multiple users. Not at all. I don't need to do none of that. I don't need to dox. I don't need to look for you. I don't need to go into your comment sections to fucking troll you. I don't need to do none of that. I don't do that shit. I'm a man. Straight up. And see, and that's what I think affects some of you because maybe you haven't seen a real man before. Maybe you need a father figure in your life. You know, maybe that's what it is. You know, you need a father figure. So you project all that that you've lived through onto me. You know, that's all I can understand. That's how I can maybe make sense of it. Maybe that way I can have a little empathy over you motherfuckers. Frank Tico's rapping now is talking papas like, hey, you see me as your father figure. I guess that's what it is. I'm your father. And you guys are lashing out because maybe your real father's treated you like shit. Maybe that's what it was. I feel sorry for you. You know, I feel sorry that that's been your experience, and I feel sorry that you cannot believe when a real man appears. I feel sorry for you. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. And see, and that's the thing, man. It's like when you're like on a path to real growth, you realize that all of these games are more detrimental to you than they are to the person that you're attacking. Because it may hurt the person you're attacking, if especially if they're weak, if they're sensitive, it might affect them, it might scar them, they might have to go to therapy, whatever. But in the case of the person doing it, they're blocking people around them. Like there's people that are looking at them and that are realizing that they're fucking creeps. So eventually you're going to end up on your own. And that's going to be more detrimental to you than anything you could do to someone else. Because part of the reason why you guys do this is because you want to belong. You want to be a part of something. You want approval. You need attention. You're attention seeking. You're afraid of abandonment. But all these things that you do will provoke that. It'll provoke people not wanting to be around you, like in real life. I mean, let alone the internet. I mean, once again, creeps and weirdos, they'll flock, they move in flocks sometimes. They meet each other online, get together, and plan out all of this crazy shit. But once again, how far are you willing to go until you realize you're going to have to start mitigating? Because if you're making shit up, if you're getting involved in shit that's borderline illegal, do you really want to play that game? I know I don't. That's why I don't play it. I don't condone criminality. I've told you guys I don't condone criminality. I don't condone glamorizing. None of that shit. That's the whole point of my channel. That's the whole point of me doing what I do. It's because I don't glamorize that shit. I don't condone it. Yeah, we talk about, things that we may have done in the past, whatever, but more as a cautionary tale. It's never been about exalting criminality and that type of thing, prisons and all. Man, no, not at all. But I understand that there are people that are still caught up in it. There's probably people watching or people that have watched any of our channels that may be involved in something right now. you know, like you don't know. Like we don't know who watches. We don't know who's here. We don't know who these people are. You know, there could be a lot of people that may be doing some weird shit. That's why it makes sense to me to think that way because of the things that they write. Like they write some crazy shit. And if you guys are on the Discord and you saw what was posted in the last battle box, like the comments that were made about me, someone posted them on the Discord. Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking crazy that you guys would fantasize and sexualize me that way. It's fucking weird. So who's the weirdo? Who's the weirdo? That's right, Mike Morelos. Saludos, my brother Frank. Hope you're having a good Monday. Dropping knowledge and talking papas. Let's get it. That's right, Mike. Hey, shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody. Hey, Mike, you know that song that you requested? That blocked my video, so I had to edit it out, man. Just letting you know the song that I played in my last live, it blocked the video. So, hey, what's up, the Shark City girl? Respect to Frank in the chat. Hey, what's up, Frank? Hey, there's hey, there's a weirdo man posting my daughter's pic. It's fucking weird, man. But see, like once again, it's crazy to me because I don't do that shit. I don't need to do none of that. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Give me a second. So I'm just getting some feedback over here. Okay. Hey, shout out to Little White Fair, man. Sending prayers to her all the time. We're gonna keep doing what we do. It don't stop. Frank Tica's dropping on. It's talking papas live. Yeah. So these guys are gonna do the most always. But I'm gonna continue doing what I do. Wishful thinking is not going to change who I am. Like you can have all this wishful thinking, you can create these like weird ass ideas in your head, and you still haven't been able to fucking prove none of it. And like I said, I could probably find two, three, four people per every single person that I know in real life or on the internet that may not like you. That doesn't mean that does not talk about who you really are. It's just someone else's opinion. So once again, even that even that would not do shit. I will continue doing what I do because once again, I'm not out here trying to harm any of you or threaten you, none of that. Do I want your channels to fail if you're putting out garbage, and if it's garbage that can affect young people? Hell yeah, I want your channel to fail. I don't want to see that shit. That's my whole thing. And that's what gets you fools out of character. Fuck it, that's fucking crazy. But once again, that just lets me know what side you're on, like where your mind is at. Because with the things that you guys project on me, like all of that shit, that's where your mind is at. Let's see, but these internet beefs are out of hand. Yeah, but it's them. That's all I'm saying. It's not on me. It's not on me. I think you got your fools mixed up. You must think I'm somebody else. Frank Tico's dropping nice talking pop. I was like, man, I've been out here. I've been out in the public for forever, man. And people know who I am. My family knows who I am. There's people that can, vouch for who I am. That's why I ain't tripping. But you guys look out of pocket when you do this shit. You guys look bad. You guys. And then once it hits you and it bites you in the ass, and you're over here crying, acting the victim, act, oh, they're doxing me. No one's doxing you. You're opening yourself up to this shit. Like by you doing the shit you do, you open yourself up to it. Now, once again, I don't play that game. I'm not playing no games. That's why I don't do that. I don't do it. I've recommend against it. I don't like the whole doxing, all of that shit. It's fucking dumb. What it does is it creates issues because some people may take it the wrong way, like really wrong way. And I don't know if that's the type of attention that you guys are truly want for yourselves. Yeah, right. When it ended, it booted me out also, but thanks for playing, hermana. It was Justin Jaggins does. Oh, he was giving us for 10 minutes and he started going, okay. Well, all right, man. Then all the chests disappeared. Oh, that's crazy, man. Let's see. I mean, aren't we all a little weird asking? Yeah, we're all a little weird. I think we are, Shark City Girl, but there's limits, man. I don't completely agree. Crazy work. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what is it that you don't completely agree with. I mean, what I'm saying is that I won't do it. You know, like I won't do it. Like I'm not down to do it, but I understand when people do it. So I don't know what you mean by you don't agree to it. I don't know what it is. Like, but what I'm saying is that I don't believe in some of that. And once you start pushing the line, you should just be wary when it happens to you. No, if there's consequences from what you do, you have to be ready to accept the consequences. That's just life. No, that's why that's why today is Mitigation Monday. Before you even need to mitigate, think about what you're gonna do. Think about whether it's worth the risk. Think about whether it's worth the risk. Like, is it worth it? Like, are you gonna get what you need from what you're doing? Is the value of that, worth the repercussions of it? I don't know. I don't think so. That's why I won't do it. That's me personally. But when you guys do it to people, then once again, don't be surprised when it bites you in the ass, and then don't act and play the victim because you're provoking it. You're provoking it. That's all I'm saying. I haven't once I get it, I feel better now. Okay. Look, I haven't once come out here or tried to look for anybody's family pictures. I don't do that. That's not what I'm about. Because, you know, I want that same respect. But you guys don't respect it, so it's all good. But I won't do it because I don't. That's the type of respect that I want. It's like I don't bring anybody's picture out. I don't post any. None of that. I don't do none of that. I don't believe in it, and I won't ever do it. You know, I just pay attention, watch, and do what I gotta do. It don't stop. Frank Tica's dropping out, stocking Papa's live. Hey, thanks for everybody that's been watching. Got 19 people watching. If you haven't hit the like, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're gonna continue doing what we do. It don't stop. Once again, man, listen. Stuff that's out there in the public eye, stuff that I've posted out there. I mean, you guys can try to bend it out of shape, but it's out there. Like I'm the one that put it out there. So you can try to bend it out of shape, but there's too many people that have already seen that already know. Like real life will not change because you're bending a narrative, is what I'm saying. But once you start like involving like my kids and putting my kids' pictures out there, then it gets weird. Then it gets weird. Me either, but everyone else seems to have the rules missing. Well, yeah, that's why. But but that's them. That's them, Shark. Not me. That's them. I'm not gonna do it. But you know, once again, I'm not. And you know this. You know this. I've never come out saying I've been hardcore gangster, none of that. I've always come out here saying I'm a father first, family man, husband, and that's what I will continue to be. And because that is my state, that is who I am, I will continue to do what I do. Right? It's not going to stop. We're going to continue doing this. It don't stop. I dropped a video today. Please go watch it. I will be going live every day. It's not going to stop. Frank Tica's dropping knowledge, stocking Papa's live. That's right, Shark City Girl. Thanks to everybody that's been watching, that's been listening, those of you that liked, Oakland Everything, Katie Frizzle, Miss Yaya, Monica de la Cruz, Katie Frizzle, Fear of the Dark, Machete, Joe Below, let me see, Terps, Baby Girl Wendy, the General, Nightmare. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. OG Smalls, for showing support. Sunny Boy, the Irreverent One, Shark City Girl, what's up, Sooners, Sunny Boy. Yeah, man. Thanks to everybody that's watched. Mr. Morello, Mike Morello, also. Let me see. I'm just trying to see everybody. If I repeat you, sorry, I'll repeat you. ET, hey, shout out to ET, shout out to Ladies of Exposed Tube, shout out to everybody, man, that continues to put in their work. It don't stop. Frank Dika's dropping knowledge, and we're gonna continue to get it. I'll be on tomorrow, Looney Tunes as well. Jay Slaughter, I'm weird, but I'm in an endearing way. Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. But we're gonna continue doing what we do. It don't stop. I'm gonna put an end to this right now. Catch you guys all later on the live with ET. We'll be there doing what we do. And until next time, like I always say,